I get a call. It's the UFC, and they want me to come to Vegas for Castings Week, where pretty much they lock me in the Palace Station with 30 other guys. We're not allowed to leave, you know, so we're on watch. So we have to stay in the room. So it was my first experience of Vegas, looking out the Palace Station window at all the lights, and just imagine how fun it is out there.
The Ultimate Fighter was a gamble for the UFC, which was struggling to stay afloat at the time. The show brought together a group of up-and-coming fighters to live and train together, competing for a six-figure UFC contract. Bonner entered the show as a relative unknown, but his combination of fighting ability and charisma quickly made him a fan favorite. He was part of Team Liddell, coached by the legendary Chuck Liddell, and he made it to the finals, where he faced another rising star, Forrest Griffin. What happened next became one of the most significant moments in MMA history. On April 9th, 2005, Stephan Bonner and Forrest Griffin engaged in a brutal three-round war that would later be dubbed the fight that saved the UFC. The two fighters left everything in the cage, exchanging punches, kicks, and submissions in a bloody back-and-forth battle. The fight was an instant classic, captivating both die-hard MMA fans and casual viewers alike. Though Bonner ultimately lost the fight by unanimous decision, the bout was so entertaining and so pivotal to the UFC's survival that both he and Griffin were awarded UFC contracts.
Together, we've decided there is no loser, and we're going to offer Stephan Bonner a six-figure contract with the UFC.
That night, Bonner became a household name, and the UFC experienced a surge in popularity that helped secure its future.
Stephan Bonner, Forrest Griffin come out. This fight was so small, it was at the Constable in the last 6 minutes of that fight. 12 million people tuned in for 6 minutes of that fight. You know how crazy that is? You know what exciting those are? Who was there that night? Was anybody in the arena?
What's up, guys? You out at 4:30? That's the time I'm leased out of. Yeah. Well, today's I gotta pick my daughter up from chess club at 5. So I'm like, if I don't do it now, I'm not gonna do it at all. Man, what the hell happened yesterday with the mods? Who was the issue? Do I play chess? Yeah. As a matter of fact, my son and I were building a chessboard, a custom one. And we're doing Warhammer. We're going to do probably... I want to do Orcs. He wants to do Chaos Marines. But we're going to set up a... I'm probably going to use like Angron or... No, Angron's too big. Maybe like Karn the Betrayer as the king, and... It's going to be a badass chessboard, man. Let me turn this up. I'm watching MMA. Stephan Bonner. That poor guy. That hospital where he relapsed. He was trying to get drugs from, and he got arrested. That's the emergency room we go to. Yeah, so I gotta get real those guys in. So Noyak, he's a Marine, he's a jarhead, and I think they're just trying to look out for me. You know, I don't think they realize like I got pretty thick skin. You know, I mean, I guess I get a little irritated with the constant stomach questions, but I don't care. You've been playing since 4? My dad and I used to, we used to set up a chessboard, and I never really saw him much, so I'd come home and move. And then later on, like in the evening or whatever, he'd move his piece, and then the next morning I'd move mine. So we had a chess match that was going on for like a couple months. Yeah, no, Matt, you're 100% right. It's like, fucking settle down. Adrius from the UK. What's up, brother? Oh, shit. Now I can hang my heavy bags. I got rollers that go in the unistrut. I'll put these up on the ceiling so my bags will move back and forth, and don't have to worry about them tearing the trusses down. That'll be a separate video. Yeah, ignore or lightheartedly respond to trolls. Well, you know me. I try to lean into it. I try to have some fun with it. There was one guy. It was just he did that thing where he was making fun of my legs, and so I called him out. I said, "I bet you don't squat half what I do," and he's like, "I bet I do." And I told him I squat like 650, and he's like, "Well, I squat 720, and I'm 56." I'm like, so that would put you 100 pounds heavier than the #1 squat in the world right now for your weight class? Okay. And then he just kept going. So I was just like, what was, the last comment we goes, and I'm all natural. And I'm like, all right, you're out of here, buddy. Click. Like, fuck off, Yeah. Hey, babe. Hold on, let me holler at my wife real quick. Baby? Okay, I don't know where she went. It's more of a workout unloading that damn. Hello from Russia. Do Dwegan plays? Hey. Sanil. Age 50. Height 5'9" 3/4", and my weight is 220 pounds. What are you making, a car? No, but some asshole's got his truck parked outside my garage and it's starting to piss me off. How's everybody doing today? Whoa! What the hell? My computer just closed. What the fuck was that about? Of course, you gotta reload everything. There we go. All right. HIV. I lift shopping bags heavier. Just saying. Congratulations. I don't have to. My kids do that. Jade. 10:46 p.m. here. Are you nutty? No. HV, like, what's your point? I'm just curious. Just saying. Jade with physique. No. I'm gonna do the floor in my garage, I think. All right. You know, you can say what you want about Michael Hearn, but he's made a lot of money off of lying. You selling stuff. Looks like you might have decent stuff in the garage. The kids carry shopping bags. Hell yeah, man. They want to eat. They got to earn their living. All eyes on me. I can smell the testo. Aren't you clever? Shh, don't tell everybody. You're in the wrong thread if you think people care. Here, my friend. HIV, I hope you're okay. I think it's HV, but that's funny. Hey, stick around. Don't leave. Let's see. Blinchik. Hi. Last week I did a bench press at 80 kilograms. And it wasn't that hard for me. What do you think is normal for a 14-year-old from Russia? I don't know. I guess that would depend on your weight. I know in Russia they build you boys a little different. 80 kilograms. Let me see. So that's 40, 60. What is that? 180, 185? How many pounds is 80 kilograms? That's a good. I mean, it's a good bench. Anytime you're at the age of 14, I mean, you're way. Well, what are your peers doing? Is anybody else benching as much as you are? Marlon, how am I? I'm all right. I had a little opening there, so between having to pick my kids up, so I decided to just get in and get on it. Free therapy, thank you. Osama, what's up? Jacob Humblett, Wrestle Bears, what's up, man? Just about to get back in the gym myself. Hell yeah, man. I could bench 195 for like 16 reps. I have to play it safe. You guys are getting into NFL Combine territory. Hey, buddy, I bet you like dudes. Just don't tell my wife. 200 pounds, I think. I don't know. Bad at math. It's like somewhere between 185 and 200. Sib, 3,900. You look tiny as fuck. Thank you. It's really dangerous because the weight is wobbly. Hey, Sib, if you're going to troll, try to be a little more clever. You kind of sound slow. Like, come up with something funny. You know, because here, we're all friends in my chat, so everybody's looking at you, and they're going to be like, who's this retard? You got to do better, brother. You're pretty short. What's your point? Does anybody like on YouTube, or is anyone actually interested in training? Or do you just like pop in and like try to hurt people's feelings? Which I'm immune to. You can't hurt my feelings, but it's just funny that you would like go to another grown man's page and like comment on his looks. Especially if you're not into bodybuilding or powerlifting. That's just kind of weird. Astari. What's up, bro? It's mandatory to work lower body to prestige upper body. I think it's more important to work lower body than upper body, honestly. Like if I had to pick one exercise, I would do squats, barbell squats, because the rest of the body will proportionately keep up with it. I mean, very rarely you're going to see a guy with monstrous legs and tiny arms, but you're leaving, and you're leaving a ton of upper body gains on the table if you don't work your lower portion out. I mean, we're talking about like everything from core stability to your athletic ability. Thanks, SLB 3,900. Yeah, people say I'm alright. I'm me, Mike's scared of the scale and tape measure. Claims to be 6'3", 250. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I mean, if you think about like Mike O'Hearn, right? He's got the same shtick going back, we're into like what, year 10 of it? 10, 15 years of him doing the same thing, claiming natural, everybody talking crap about him, and him, laughing all the way to the bank. Meanwhile, he lives in a mansion with a hot wife, and he's got all of our money, and it's like, who's the joke on, Charlie, should I switch careers and move? I make good money and live in a nice but expensive area, but don't feel fulfilled. Yes, dude. Then that was the best thing I ever did was move from California to Vegas, where the cost of living was a third of what California was. I gave up the beach and the weather, and but my quality of life went up exponentially. You know, like it's so nice to be able to afford to do stuff. You're gonna be the next Goldberg. As soon as he weighed 400 pounds, I got a ways to go. Ego left, yeah. Meat reveal. You gotta pay for that. Looking's free, but touching will cost you. Connor Ryan, I'm very sensitive. I got a good joke. I look like the Liver King if he did more drugs. Thanks. Oh. I will say this to all my actual friends in the stream. I could see how YouTube, like, it loses its charm really fast. Like, at first it's fun, especially when you get your first, like, video that does, like, more, like, I had my first stream that did 80,000 views. I was so excited. And my channel was starting to take off, and I was really, really enjoying it. But after doing this for a week, it's been literally the same questions and the same comments and the same, it's like, I don't know if it's like a group psychology thing where people, when they get a keyboard in front of them and they're insulated from consequences. I don't know if it's like a type of personality where it just brings out the worst in you, and like you maybe it's like a cathartic release to be able to just spew all your built up, pent up resentment onto other people. And I don't know if you get joy out of that or if it helps you personally, but then, we were studying like personality archetypes, and it's like the person that will return a shopping cart when nobody's looking. You know what I mean? Like that's like you can kind of, it's like a litmus test as to like what kind of morals and principles a person has. And you get the same thing on YouTube where you can see like people that put their names and their faces and they stand by their comments, good or bad. The flip side to that is people that hide themselves, and then they're just the most vile, wretched human beings, and they maybe exact joy out of like hurting other people. But I guess where I'm going with that is like, I'm curious as to like what life factors contribute to becoming that type of personality where you're not able to overcome or look inwards to improve yourself, and so you manifest that in toxic ways and just spew that onto the rest of you. Inflict yourself on society, you know what I mean? But I guess my curiosity to it is always been like, well, I wonder if people are self-aware enough to know that other people see that and they're not like, yeah, you got them. They're actually like looking at you like, wow, this guy's got problems. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you guys have like a group of trolls and it's like all fun and games. I mean, you think that like it's a bubble that insulates you from the rest of society, and you think that most people are like you. But I would say that it's actually a very small percentage of people with like deep psychological issues that are unaddressed. And they also tend to be like weak men, people that don't have inner strength and they've never achieved anything of themselves, or maybe they have roadblocks, so they tend to resent other people instead of looking at themselves as a solution to their problems. It's like a curiosity thing to me, and it's like fascinating. But I'd be a liar if I didn't admit that it does kind of wear on you a little. It's like, you just get sick of like typing the same old response over and over again. Like imagine you're driving in traffic and somebody cuts you off. And you decide, I'm going to get him. And you lose your road rage and you follow him home and you get out in the driveway and you scream at him and he's terrified. Oh, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. And you're like, yeah, motherfucker, and you got it. He'll never cut off another person the rest of his life. You changed him. But then as soon as you get back on the freeway, some other asshole cuts you off. It's like, you can't change people. So if, like, having the same conversation or explaining yourself over and over again just to have another batch of people come on and you have to do it all over, it's like you get to a point where you just become numb to it all. Hey, if you guys don't like my take on things, there's other channels. You know what I mean? You don't have to hang out here and listen to me ramble on. Do, 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 do. Don't let the door hit you, or the good Lord split you. What does the Bible say? Like, don't sow pearls before swine. It's like you're trying to have intellectual conversations with the people who are the subject of your discussion. Big Bad Fresno up in here. Thank you, brother. Adam Lucas. I'm doing all right. Joshua. Okay, girl. Big Bad Fresno. Too many people feel like useless, like big Mr. Nobody. Yeah, but I don't know. I just never, like, even when I'm down and out, it just never occurred to me to inflict myself on other people. You know what I mean? I guess it's like a little bit of stoicism makes a better man, you know. And it's something I would challenge people to maybe practice a little bit. And being online is a good place to start, because if you can't do it when nobody can choke the shit out of you, it's like that's like the ultimate test. What's up, Ken? 7. Admit you're weak. No, I think I'm a normal person. I think a lot of people express that sentiment, and then what tends to happen is if you express that honesty online, people see that as weakness and then they pounce on it. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's mildly annoying when it happens, but it's nothing that I would carry with me. I mean, I experience, like, what I do for a living, I pretty much take abuse I get paid to take abuse. So I'm used to it, you know what I mean? Plus, I'm also putting myself out there, so I expect it. I guess what I'm expressing is it's okay that it happens, and I don't mind. I'm just curious as to what causes a person to be like that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to understand people. And I don't understand men that act like that. So that's more what it is. It's like a curiosity. Alex. Well, we all hate ourselves. What do you think we're doing this for? What's your take on fat loss? There's a mom joke in there somewhere, but I'm assuming you're being serious. So, when I tell dieting, it's like this is what I tell people: track your food for 2 weeks. Like, really write down everything you eat. Get a good picture. Like, all those snacks you have at night, people eat a lot more food than they realize. Once you got a good picture of what your diet looks like, you can start eliminating things. Because your body right now, assuming, even if you're overweight, most of us are close to an equilibrium, unless we're just like gorging ourselves. Meaning, you're consuming as many calories as you need to sustain whatever level of fat you're at right now. You're not going to put 20 pounds on tomorrow. So chances are what you're consuming in a day is close to your daily caloric intake, what you need to survive without gaining or losing weight. You're pretty close to that right now. Once you have that picture down, you can start eliminating things from your diet like soda or mayonnaise or, cookies or whatever that snack is you can live without. And you can start dieting without drastically changing your life, because that's the problem with most diets is they suck, so people don't stick with them. And you really only need to have a caloric deficit of like 500 calories a day, and you will slowly lose weight. And it might take a month or two to get to where you want to be, but if you can stick with that and discipline yourself to just those small changes, once you start seeing results, it usually motivates people to want to do more. Just like lifting. What happens when we lift? We start lifting, we see that a couple weeks into it, somebody says, man, you're looking a little bigger. And then you start noticing it in the mirror. And then a lot of us say that's the motivation we need to keep going. Well, it's the same thing with dieting. It takes a little bit to see results, but don't do anything drastic. You can incorporate that into your life a little bit. Runner boy, what's up, man? Joshua, why do they let you out? Can blast. You're 1989. No, hey guys, don't block Joshua. I want to see how far he's gonna go. Because, Josh, just so you know, everybody's laughing at you right now. You're the butt of a lot of the jokes. No. Morbidly obese people that are over 600 pounds boggle my mind. Well, that's the other thing. Like what we're talking about is the psychology of trolling. It's the same thing with like the psychology of eating. A lot of it is the reward system becomes hijacked, and it explains a lot of addictions, everything from alcohol to drug. I'm a recovering drug addict and alcoholic myself, so I have a little bit of experience with this, and I work with veterans that are in recovery, and people that are morbidly obese fit that model of addiction. There's a comfort in living low. It explains why people are happy being homeless, or no one's happy, but they're comfortable. And a lot of people, when they get to that weight, they don't really think that there's anything they can do to change it. So the first thing you have to do is get them to believe that they can make positive changes. And then you would be surprised how little fucking encouragement people get in their lives. A little tiny bit of encouragement goes a long way. I find, just a kind word, you can really change somebody's life. We get so little encouragement in our work, with our family, the people that we surround ourselves with, and so that's one thing I try to be is, I try to encourage people a little bit. Post, are you natural? No. Oh man, I have awesome earrings, man. I have a ton of I got some real. I get a little weird with earrings. Also, I like to dye my hair too. I gotta make a mohawk on. I've been wearing this hat, so it's all fucked up. We'll hawk it up and we'll color it like red, white, and blue, and we'll do some pretty crazy stuff. Would you take a first from Prime, Tyson, or 5 Nights with Diddy? I guess I would go with Tyson because it would be over faster. It's like having sex with a gorilla. It ain't done until the gorilla says so. Fall of mind. A fool thought by avoiding conflict he could stay safe from strife, but old age shall bring no peace through spears, may spare his life. Yeah, you can go hide in a hole if you want, but your days are numbered, that's for sure. No, I'm not. I'm getting sick of the steroid conversation, to be honest with you. You guys can go back and watch my other videos where I talk about it in depth, but I'm not going to talk about it on this stream. Smock, Smake, Samkey 007. Thank you. Surfaced in the house. You won't want to see one of the best powerlifters on YouTube. Go to Surface's channel right now. Stop what you're doing. Go to his channel. Check this guy out. He's absolutely one of the best powerlifters in the world. Definitely on YouTube. Pound for pound, absolutely. The guy's a squat monster. Holy crap. Runner boy. Pretty much, if it's not banned by WADA, you're natural. That's a short answer. Ego lift. Knee pain. Is he in the house? Arm wrestling. No, I don't. I've never. Not to say I've never arm wrestled, but that's not something I partake in. How's everybody doing today, anyways? That ain't good. Stuck. Good times. What's up with the gay comments? I bring that on, people. Check this thing out. Look at that badonk. Bam. Guys can't help themselves. Ego lift. I kind of thought you were kidding. Where are you at, Ego? What are you joking about? Well, motivated guy. What's up, brother? Crazy is worse than steroids? I think he's joking. Yeah. Batman 64. What's up? You know what? Might as well make it a set for every chicken sound I hear there in the morning. Oh shit, is that... Who is that? Adam Lucas. Mm-mm. Can you guys hear the chickens? Or do you live by me? Big guy, all good, bro. We do a lot of deadpan and sarcastic humor. Yeah. if you would have see, I would have thought you were joking. Creatine's worse than lights. I was arguing with this old 64-year-old, and he was just being a. I was actually paying him a compliment. I said, "Man, you look fucking great for your age." And he's like, and he said to me, he goes, "I don't need compliments from drug users." And I was like, "Okay," And he starts just going off about how he's like, "I'm all natural. I don't need any of that stuff. I don't take those protein powders or that creatine." And I'm like, "Easy there, Gramps. Don't have a thrombo, Grandpa." I don't take those protein powders. You ever struggle with pornography addiction? It seems to be the hardest thing to quit for many men. Yes, actually, that's something I did struggle with. And it's pretty insidious. It seems like something that would be rather innocuous, like you're not hurting anybody, right? But it hijacks your dopamine system way worse than cocaine and heroin, according to a lot of studies they've been doing. And they've been doing a lot of studies on that specific subject. It can cause things, it causes relationship issues, it can cause erectile dysfunction. It's just, there's a lot of bad that comes with a pornography addiction. So what I would honestly say is, like, it's something a lot of men go through, whether they want to admit it or not. A lot of men struggle with it. And this is what I'll tell anybody that's struggling with any kind of addiction. If you're trying to change a behavior in your life and you just can't, that's when you need to ask for help. And there's a lot of places that can help you with that. Let's see. Grant, I'm a recovering drug. I also consider steroids a bad choice for someone in society. Well, it's a very black and white. There's a nuanced conversation to be had. Like, one, what do you mean by steroids? Two, are you putting your presumptions on other people, like not knowing anything about them, what they're actually taking, why they're taking it? You know what I mean? Like everybody just assumes I'm on trend for some reason. Like, I don't take trend. I don't think anybody over the age of 40 should touch that. That's really bad for you. It causes really bad hypertension. It'll spike your cholesterol levels. It messes with your endocrine system to the point where you'll that's the roid rage. It's associated with tren a lot. It'll mess with your sleep. There's just a lot of bad downstream side effects. The upside is it's the strongest drug you can get yourself on. It'll get you strong really fast. Okay, fair enough. But there's a lot of compounds, everything from basic testosterone to trenbolone in the middle. There's a whole bunch that do a wide range of things. And most guys aren't on that much, but they don't, a lot of times the people you're talking to about compounds, like, they've already made their mind up, and they have what's called contempt prior to investigation, meaning they know, and you can't tell me, you know what I mean? So it's almost a waste of time to even try to talk about it. But for people that are actually interested in having a conversation, I go into depth pretty decently. You can always hit me up on Instagram. We can talk about it. I don't know if YouTube's the appropriate place. Maybe once Trump gets into office and he goes after Section 230 and he gets the censorship lifted a little bit, then we can have an open, honest discussion about things. And until then, it's just a bunch of usually resentful people screaming drug addict at a bunch of people that don't really care what they think. And there's no conversation to be had that does anybody any good on either side. What do you think about a cold beer after a hard workout? I can't drink. I haven't had an alcoholic beverage since 2013. But I'm going to tell you right now, I used to have a cold beer at the gym. We used to go to the gym with a cooler full of Coronas. Do you have a routine or go with the flow? I'm a pretty competitive power lifter, so when I'm training for competition, I have a very, very strict regimen I go through. In between competitions, I like to fart around and experiment and just have fun. Lay Low's video body fat percentage. Last time I checked, it was 11%, and I did that. What do they call that? Where you stand on it, it's got the electrodes, you hold it, it's like a scale. You stand on the scale, and it shocks your body, and it somehow measures like lean mass. And I don't know how accurate that system is, but according to that system, I was 11% body fat. You hear some of the chickens. Yeah, those roosters are loud, man. I crack beer during workshops sometime, big guy. Hell yeah, man. Look, you no hate for me just because I can't drink. I would come to lift with you if I was near you. Hey, if any of you guys ever come to Vegas or you're in town for vacation, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram. We'll hook up. Hell yeah. He doesn't take creatine and protein, but he drinks coffee. I'm a little behind on the comments here. Coffee is important performance enhancer. Probably. It's not that I don't take creatine. It's what happens is I'll start getting really strict with my vitamin regimen for like a week. I'm on it. And then one day I'll sleep in and be late for work and not make my shake. And then 2 days, and I'm like, screw it. And the next thing you know, it's been 3 weeks since I took creatine. And it's like, are you really taking it if you're not consistent? So my issue is I failed to be consistent on the supplements I take, with the exception of the performance enhancing ones, which should answer Hillbilly Homesteader's question. How old are you, Dylan? 50. Black Men Don. Kat Johnson. Hey, when are you coming out? I've been meaning to call you, Kat. I'm so sorry. I'm a shitty brother. Big guy. Get girlfriend. Not that easy with modern American women. It's easy to get girlfriend. It's hard to get girlfriend that's worth a shit. I shouldn't put it like that. A lot of men have, well, it's kind of, there's problems on both sides. Like we've somehow with the modern, I kind of blame YouTube and social media, and the lockdowns didn't help, but it's like we as a society have forgotten how to have fellowship and interact with each other on an intimate level, you know. And I see it just like even ever since the lockout, just the way people interact with each other at the stores in real life, the way they talk to each other, the way they drive, everything's changed. It's like we've all become solipsistic. Like the world is just us, and everything around us is materializing as we confront it and disappearing as we pass it, as they're chucking garbage out of their cars, and it's like nothing behind you exists anymore. You know, that seems to be the attitude of people. Scousto, lucky I'm in UK then. I can't pronounce your name. I'm 50 years old. Take testosterone, eat red meat. That's not a... Yeah. Substance is weaker than testosterone. I don't know about weaker, but they act differently. The problem with testosterone is it's a bioavailable compound that the body produces, and you can only flood your system with so much of it before it just doesn't have the effects that you want. Your return on investment loses value after a certain amount. So they introduce these other substances that trick the body and work with different receptors into it. My wife's Christina's going to school for microbiology. She's UNLV. She's like super smart. Like she did a thesis on how creatine works with the ATP system in the cells, and it's like she's crazy smart when it comes to biology. And I wish I had her out here because I'm just a dumbass Marine in this garage lifting weights. But like essentially, like testosterone only works to a certain point. So you have to introduce other compounds that work better or make your system work better. Have you tried looking in the 70 to 90 age bracket? Who are you talking to? Oh. I had to think about that for a minute. Let's see. Beer screws with the endorphins and recovery rate. Oh yeah, for sure. Beer does. There's nothing good that beer does for you, except for make you feel good. Robert, why can't you drink? I'm an alcoholic. I have a problem. When I start drinking, I don't stop. I don't stop until my body shuts down. Or something stops me, like the police or a tree or a ravine. What do you think the right time for a relationship and the wrong time for a relationship? Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, is there ever a right time for anything? Are conditions ever perfect to do anything? And people always say, I want to wait to have kids until this, and this. I'm like, you'll never have those conditions. When is it bad to be in a relationship? I think it's bad to be in a relationship when you have not cultivated the ability to look inward and take personal responsibility for your actions. You don't have to be perfect, and you can be a work in progress, as are we all. But it's like until we become true individuals, it's very hard to be in a meaningful relationship with, or a relationship's like a partnership, especially with another woman. If you want it to be something long and lasting, like to be a true provider, a lot of men are aggressive, and that often gets confused with being assertive. Men knowing biology and experiencing is a life hack. Or knowing a biologist, they can do it for you. I went to school, I was heavy in chemistry, so I was able to help her out with like things like balancing equations and OChem, things of that nature. But then like when it came to the biology stuff, like how the actual human body works, like I leaned on her pretty hard, and between the two of us, we make one pretty smart cookie. Did you ever try Silahut, colostrum, or moringa? Colostrum, yes. Cat, truth with my knowledge and studies of nutrition and blends of supplements are better than being a single supplement vitamin on its own. Yeah, you're another one. You're another one that's super smart when it comes to that stuff. Salas Scorwins, hello. I'm doing all right. Well, 36, been with my 25-year-old girlfriend for years, and she's a wonderful, amazing person. But the sex is starting to fade in my mind. Is beginning to wonder. The sex is starting to fade. And is beginning to wonder. Well, what are you wondering about? You should be loving that, friend. I guess you're not a fan of ketosis. Keto, there's nothing wrong with ketosis or keto. I think for powerlifting, it's not optimal. If you're trying to push your body to its absolute limits, I don't think ketosis is the best form of energy for the body. I haven't seen any evidence that powerlifters perform better on ketosis than they do on glycogen. But Josh, you hit a PR of 5'10" with 80 pounds of chains. Holy shit. You better post it. I did want Mass Psychology 666. I wanted to get his answer on that. When you give joy to other people, you get more joy in return. You should give good thoughts to the happiness and you give out. Being a service to others is like the highest calling of a person. Step it up in here. Double tap your screen to like. Thank you, nobody. No, you're 100% right. I honestly believe humans are at their happiest when they're being of service to other people. But we're also super selfish people, and it's all a balancing act. Nobody's perfect. Hold on, I'll be right back. Get grab my drink real quick. What the fuck is my coffee cup? Alright. I'm literally dying of thirst here. Oh, there we go. Does it work? I think that's tap water. Ugh. I don't know how long that's been sitting there. Guess we'll find out when I get to Montezuma's Revenge later. Marty, what's up, brother? So Josh hits a PR, 5'10". What's your bench, Josh? And you're what? You're my body weight now. What are you, 230, 240, 220? Where are you at? Sorry for my typos. What I meant to say is my girlfriend is great and our partnership works well, but our sex life is getting boring. So my eyes are starting to wander. Know what I mean? Yes, I do. But if you, based on personal experience, this is anecdotal. If you care about her, you're going to have the hard talk. You're going to sit her down and have a heart-to-heart with her. Otherwise, what's going to happen is words unspoken are going to cause a rift and resentment that's going to grow. It's for whatever reason, we have a hard time talking to the people we are closest to and being really vulnerable and open and honest. And whether it's because you don't want to fight or maybe the people get defensive or whatever the reason is, but I found like the biggest killer in relationships is communication. We just don't talk to each other, and we're not honest when we do. If you can muster that in a way that doesn't get her too defensive, use a lot of I statements. I feel, not you, and stay away from you always, and you never take the trash out. It's like I never not do. You know what I mean? Like stay away from that. Keep the conversation. And the big thing is when you're talking to your significant other, she wants to feel like she's being heard by you, so it helps to acknowledge what she says before you talk. And believe me, that's something I struggle with. Me and Christina, we've been together 13 years, and believe it or not, we see a marriage counselor a couple times a month specifically for communicating. And I highly recommend it. There's nothing wrong with having a third party sometimes, especially when you have two personality types that are so different from each other. Body weight, what's up? Pixart. Yeah, we got everybody coming in. If you really love her, you wouldn't want to leave her. Get boring. If you're just trying to make things work, you really love her. It's a common. It's okay to talk about things. I mean, like he's being honest, and that's a lot of men go through that, and usually, for whatever reason, they don't have the conversation, and it just gets to a point where you almost feel justified going outside of the marriage. But don't do that. It just leads. There's nothing good that's going to come out of that. Josh. Bench is around 340 right now, so you haven't really gone that heavy. So you are, what's your squat at? Are you in the 1,000-pound club? Body weight. Guy. Adam Lucas, what lessons do you think would have saved you a lot of time, mistakes, and money 10, 20 years ago had you learned them earlier? Uh, okay. Don't buy a new car. Don't have a car payment. Delay gratification. Never, ever, ever touch cigarettes. Um, I don't regret any of the partying I did. Like if I took drugs and alcohol away from my life, I would have not had those experiences. And I had some fucking fun when I was drinking and doing drugs, but it went to shit really fast. So if I could have got ahead of that, and before my life totally went in the toilet, and I wound up homeless, but then you could say I learned so much about myself when I lived on the streets, and I learned so much about the nature of other people. I learned that there's no good or bad, or there's no one that's better than anybody. We're all just people, and we're all just struggling to get by. You know what I mean? There's whether you're the guy that's driving around in the $200,000 Mercedes, or you live in a tent. There's really not a whole lot at the end of the day that separates us, and having your shit together or being successful monetarily doesn't make you any better than the person that's living in a tent. I think we worship the wrong things. We get caught up in the wrong things and the wrong ideas of what's going to make us happy. And money, while important, and I am a capitalist. If I could get rich, I absolutely will. But things are not that important to me. My relationships are, and I wish I would have learned that a long time ago. Man, there's a lot of things I would have done different. But you know what? Would I be where I'm at now if I would have done them differently? What your eat, New Art Clay. eat mostly eggs. I had like 6 eggs today already. I had 6 eggs, 2 donuts. I'm gonna go mess this roast up that I have in there in the oven. I'll eat 5,000 liters bench press. So Josh, you do 400 pounds with a safety squat bar, so that means your regular squat's probably about 450. 5'9", dude, you're way above the 1,000-pound club. How old are you again? Jack Daniels or Jim Beam? Ooh, that's a good. You gotta go. I would say neither. They both suck. I'm more of a Doers or a Glenn Levitt kind of guy. But I also drank pop off when I was homeless, so we used to pour it through fish filter charcoal. We'd get a coffee. What do you call that? A coffee filter, and fill it with charcoal from a fish tank, and pour like the shittiest vodka you could buy through it to make it taste like it's charcoal filtered. Even though I pulled 510 plus the 80 pounds of chains, which would equal like 590. Yeah, well, because it's not 590 off the floor, but it's, dude, you're getting there, man. That's what those chickens are good for. Hell yeah. We have so many eggs and they're delicious. Rabbit, Semper Fi. Josh is actually 7 years old. 18. You're 18? Good Lord. And you're up to 260. Josh, let me ask you a question. I know it was a lot of work to get down to the weight you did, and you made an amazing cut. When you put weight on, did you just blow right back up to that weight, or did it take time? Do you believe staccato C is worth getting? Staccato, I don't know what that is. Maybe somebody could help with that. Harambe, opinion on communism. I did my college thesis on the October Revolution in 1917, and mostly studied Eastern Bloc communism and Marxism, and we studied fascism, like the whole. I'm real big on. I'm vehemently, if you want to look that word up, very strongly against any form of collectivism, to include socialism, communism, goddamn dirty hippies. Uh, so we are capitalists in this house. Let me tell you right now. There you go. I learned yesterday that I have level 2 autism. Well, the question then becomes, how does that affect your life, and what do you do about it? Hoorah! Meep meep. Rabbit, are you saying boo to communism, or my opinion of communism? It took about 6 months, Josh. Took about 6 months probably. I just feel a little sluggish than I used to. Not gonna lie. Try to keep my strength and get below 240. Well, when I cut, I got, for a while there, it got really heavy. I got up to 230, and so I cut down to 198, and I lost a ton of strength. But I decided to stay at that weight and work my strength back up to where I was when I was 230. And then when I came back up to 220, which is where I compete at, my strength went up exponentially. So it's almost like I have anecdotal value in cutting weight and getting strong at the lighter weight, and then working your way back up again. But you're gonna lose strength. There's just no way around it. But everything's like, it's a challenge. You know what I mean? Like you could say, if you want to make it challenging for you or motivating for you, you could say your PR right now is at 260, 510 plus chains. You cut that weight, you can set a new PR at the body weight of 230. You know what I mean? Capitalism, hell yeah. Any advice on choosing whether to go to college or not and figuring out your passions? I'm 50 and I still haven't figured them out. Don't go to school unless you know what you're going to school for. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself in debt for no reason. That's my opinion. My wife would disagree with that. I don't really see a lot of value in the universities at this point. Do stiff-legged deadlifts for the hamstrings hurt your lower back? They do if you don't brace your core properly. I recommend them highly, though. I would say I do more stiff leg deadlifts than I do conventional, and they affect my strength levels more. They have more carryover to my conventional lift. I do them with a deficit too. Those little boards I got down there, where'd they go? Oh, I put them away already. I'll stand on those. I'll put up like 4 inches of deficit and then do stiff legs from those. I look like Wolverine with no mask. I'll take that as a compliment. So what do I have to maybe get stronger to reach that weight at downs, whatever. So that happened to you too. One motivated guy, you got lighter and then you stayed at that weight and got stronger at that weight. I don't boingo. I don't fully understand the mechanism. I know they say you got to damage your muscles for them to grow, but this is what I will say. Whatever the mechanism is, the body needs a stressor in order to adapt. So something has to increase, whether it's weight or reps. You know, like the load on the body needs to increase in order to force an adaptation. Uh-oh. I see Max got his message deleted. I can't imagine it. I bet it was something really nice. I missed it. What do you say? Pop! It's like whack-a-mole. Fuck off. Dink. Max hates my guts. Hates me. And I don't even know why. Like, I don't even talk about him. I never bring him up. I don't, I bring him up when he's brought up. Like, if you guys bring him up or he comes in, we'll talk about Max. But I never, on my own, talk about him. I don't watch his videos. I haven't watched a video of his in a year. Not a short, nothing. Not even nothing. I've seen not one of his videos. And at the same time, I've seen all of his videos because they're all the same. I agree. That's why plyometrics and cardio stop working, but they're super important because now we're getting into like muscle types, like your type 1, type 2 fibers. And what a lot of powerlifters leave off the table is working that other side, and they lose their athleticism. He hates me too. He rants on me because I sent you and Jason blah a few bucks. Did you do that just to piss him off? Like, how would he even know? Yeah, it's like I thought when you sent me that, I thought you were joking. I mean, we all know $2. Don't get me wrong. Hey, I appreciate it. You send me $2. I'm gonna use that shit. Like you'll never see nothing but gratitude from me. But at the same time, we can both agree that $2 doesn't buy you much these days. But how would he know? Like, how would he know? Like, how can he see that if I'm not? Like, how, you know what I mean? Des Mashers, lay off the roids. Oh, we got no. Sound the clever alarm. Ding, 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 ding. You're in the wrong neighborhood, brother. Gay stripper. It's only gay if your dick's touch. Anderson, thank you. Dude, can you yell, here's Johnny? Are you talking about like from what is that? Here's Johnny. So you want to get Sparky? Here's what you gotta do. Here's Johnny. Oh, that's right. He was wearing a beanie like mine. I get that he's watching you, but how would he see that? That's what's creepy about it. Like, how would he know? Do, 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 do. All right. What time is it? I gotta keep an eye. I do have to pick my kids up from school. This is a 65-pound barbell. So I'm gonna see if I can row this. I don't. This now we're starting to get heavy to do rows with it. But we're gonna try anyway. Ow! God damn, that bar hurts my hands. That is the worst fucking knurling. I'll do another set here. My bitch mittens. And he is pregnant. Oh, good. We got a new batch of assholes. Cool. Welcome to the chat, people. My max deadlift is, I did 720 on the trap bar a week ago. I want to say 685. Bro skipped 92 years of leg day. Maybe my legs are small, but I guarantee I squat more than all of you. What does your mom weigh? About 650? Yeah. Yeah, that's why she was so heavy. Legs and Muscat. You guys are funny. Uh, what do those well-placed kicks to go into hypertension? 3 well-placed calf kicks, and you go into hypertension. uh, My max squat is 650 pounds. I had last competition I did in May. I managed to get 620 on record. I think it's honestly the camera angle. I think if I lowered the camera, it would make my upper body look smaller and my lower body look bigger. But I'm also not a bodybuilder, so I really don't give a shit. Oh man, we got some clever guys in here now. You guys are funny. You gotta work on your insults a little bit. You guys realize, like, I'm in the military. Is the military still worth joining nowadays? It feels a lot softer. We need good people to take. So when I was a little disillusioned when I got out of the service, because, well, I have my reasons, but for a while, for a short period there, I was anti-military just because of how we were being used. But like you're there for your brothers. Like, sir, I'll never not be proud of being a Marine. But now I've come to realize, like, what our country needs is good people to join the service. People that are like they just have that drive to be excellent. That's what's lacking in the military. The leadership at the top. I think Trump's going to get rid of all the DEI bullshit, so that's going bye-bye. And once that's gone, hopefully that'll trickle back down. Man, I'm exhausted today. Body weight. Yeah, me too, man. Do you think rear delts are important to isolate, or do you think rows hit them enough? Okay, rear delts. So here's the thing. Rear delts are lacking in most people because it's a muscle. The thing about the rear delt is it's like a support muscle. Anything over a small amount of weight and your back automatically takes over. So when you're pulling, you got to use really light weight. And on top of that, where's my little... Here it is. This might be too much weight on there for this. Okay. So when you're doing face pulls, you kind of want to rotate up. You want to rotate the shoulders, kind of like you're rotating. And you want to use lightweight, high rep. And just focus, like really be mindful and feel just the rear delt moving. Because again, once you go past a certain weight, your other muscles will take over, and it turns into they wind up not getting isolated very well. I don't know if that was a good explanation. You can even use bands. I mean, the rear delts respond really well to like 15, 20 pounds at the max. I was thinking about the military, but I'd have to go on a David Goggins arc. No, you don't, dude. Well, okay, Josh. They don't. If you can do the basics, they want, like, to join the Marines, you got to be able to do like 5 pull-ups and like a ridiculous amount of sit-ups, like 10 or something stupid like that. They will they want to make sure you're fucking able to train that, and then they will do that when you get to boot camp. But here's what I will tell you. If you go into boot camp overweight, you're going to have a bad time. No, if you go in underweight, you're going to have a good time because they're going to overfeed you. But here's where it's a problem. a lot of times we would eat chow and then they'd go make us train. So you imagine like the skinny kid where they're forcing you to eat 2 meals and you got some guy yelling at you to finish everything on your plate. And you're like, oh my God. And then you're going to go out and do fucking sit-ups till you throw up. I'm a recruiter for the fitness or SSG, and you're one of the best fitness influencers I've ever seen. We would have been honored for you to join the SSG family. Well, I mean, if you're serious, hit me up on Instagram, charles.widener, Weidner, and we can talk about it. Face pulls the goat. What's your best PFT in the Marines? I had a perfect 300 PFT out of boot camp. I had a 17:59 run. The last PFT, I killed it, man. I'm a pull-up machine, obviously, so those are easy. But that was the only time in my entire service that I was able to beat 18 minutes on the 3 mile. When I got to Los Flores, I just couldn't, man. I was like a low 19s runner, so I always had a first class PFT, but I was never able to get a perfect one. Just can't do the run thing. The run sucks. I hate running. If you ever see me running, you had better follow me because something really bad's coming after us. That's all I'm saying. The second I got off my active duty, I told everybody, I'm never running again in my entire life, ever. But then I realized, like, doing sprints, like actual sprints, is one of the best ways to get your legs stronger, and it's a perfect accessory for squats. So I had to go back on that a little bit. Anderson, I suck at running. I hate running. God, running's awful. Hey, Hulk, you got soft hands, boy. I do, man. I gotta work on that. Could you beat Jake Paul? Probably Connect 4, maybe. Definitely could take him on a chessboard. Pastor Lewis. I tried to join the I tried to join the Air Force to become a pilot at 18 and shatter the record, so I did 90 pull-ups in 60 seconds. Did you use the kipping method, or were you able to do them dead hang? Bike riding's fun. I've got a free agent. What is this? How many? 26 or 24? Yeah. But basically a grown man BMX bike. The thing weighs like nothing. I love that thing. I shred on it. It's a single gear. It's like a mountain bike in size. My height and weight, I'm 5'9" and 3/4, just a smidge under 5'10", and I weigh 220. Pastor Lewis, you can bench 225. Nice. I was so proud when I finally got the 225. I think the other day I was able to hit 225 for 23 reps. Jesus is the only way to save you from eternal hell. But he'd also want me to remind you, Lewis, that you also need to be in shape. You got to take care of yourself physically. He wanted his disciples to be strong. I know where you live. I got my AR-15. Well, don't be a pussy. Come ring my doorbell. We all got guns. LMAO from the can to can't. Your comment, Josh, had me dead. Would you rather run 3 miles or bike 30? Ooh. Well, I think which one would I get done faster? Well, I enjoy biking, so I guess 30 miles. Yeah, I'd have to go with the 30-mile bike ride. I just had somebody threaten me. Hey, Matt, someone just threatened me with an AR-15. Says, I know where you live, and I've got an AR-15. So we all got weapons. Don't be a bitch. Come ring my doorbell. Do, 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 do. All you need to do is follow Jesus and have faith, and you will be saved. You're not going to be able to follow him properly unless you're in shape, though. If you recall, when he sent his disciples out, he told them to go out into the world. They needed to have their swords, and they needed to be physically prepared. Imagine the disciples. Nowadays, they'd all be at EOS Fitness, like getting ready, doing a little boxing training. You got to go out there amongst the Philistines. You know what I mean? It's going to be a warrior for Jesus. That's the same thing I tell anybody that comes in there spouting their nonsense. Would you eat a whole chicken? Yeah, I would. This is not a story. Do you know your body fat percentage? Last time I got it checked, it was 11. How much do you weigh? 220 pounds. Jack's got guns and guns. Clark, I actually am a Christian, and it makes me angry as a Christian when people are sanctimonious and they just come on like weird threads and start spouting, but they're not interested in actually having a conversation. I always do one thing where I test them to see if they're willing to, if they're being real or if they're just being idiots. I'm leaving. I gotta drive an hour. Yeah, right on, Matt. Thanks. I appreciate you, brother. Semper Fi. No vanity trend, Gentropin and test. There, problem solved. Eat 5 chickens a day. Yeah, well, yeah. At what age you start working out, and what is your current age? I'm 50, and I started lifting heavy at the age of like 38. So my first competition as a powerlifter was 40. You're around Christian dope, dude. I'd like to be daddy. Well, be daddy then. I was natural to the age of 45. You know, it's funny is people like talk about me being on gear, and I was natural more than most of them have been alive. Like, you know what I mean? I trained longer as a natural than most people have trained their entire life. You know, Clark, the thing is like my wife's agnostic. Like she wouldn't call herself a Christian, and we have conversations. The way I look at it is like, when I talk to people, I always assume that whomever I'm talking to knows something I don't. And there's always a discussion to be had, but then it becomes like, where is that appropriate to have that discussion? So, like, when it comes to like theology, mythology, history, things of that nature, which all things that I've studied and I love very deeply. Like, I actually studied theology and world religions when I was in university. But I try to steer that conversation to a place where it's more appropriate. So what I would say is, like, if someone's legitimately interested in having that conversation with me, they can always hit me up on Quora. And all these are links on my page. If you go to About Me, I have links to Quora. I have links to Instagram. And we can have discussions. But right now, I was about smashing the weights, baby. Yeah, the Air 15 thread has to win the dumbest comments award. Rodrigo Delgado, I want to train with you, man. If you guys are ever in Vegas, open invitation. Let me know. I'll get you a free session with a professional boxing coach, trainer. He charges normally $100 an hour. If that's you're interested, there's a couple of gyms where there's elite level powerlifters that train, or we can always just smash in my garage. You just let me know, baby. Smoking hot chicks, Las Vegas baddies. Yeah, dude, well, I'm a married man, so I try to keep the blinders on. Jesse, what's up? Max. So, okay, that profile that was on the other day, the Max Fat Life, who was that? And this is to you, Josh. Do I do Trent? I don't know what Trent is. If you're asking me if I do trend, the answer is no. And the reason I'm not talking about steroids is because I don't want to get demonetized. I have a lot of videos on it, and you guys can just go on my playlist and look it up. I've talked about it ad nauseum. No vanity. No Diddy. That's the new saying now. No Diddy. That's great. Yeah, the thing is, I wind up talking about steroids way too much, and YouTube, like, once Trump goes after 230, once he's in office and he goes after 230 and he makes it so these platforms can't censor us the way they do, I can't wait to have open and honest conversations where we can just talk about it. But right now, if I start talking about steroids and YouTube flags it, I could get a strike on my channel. I could get demonetized. There's a lot of things I could. But this is what I will say. It's like I've been this weight for 10 years, and I was a natural till I was 46 years old. So I'm not on a lot of stuff. Maintaining a weight class is not that difficult. Oh no, and Dan, I want you guys to know. I want to have the conversation. I also want to make money. You know what I mean? It's like, but that's the thing is, I have videos where I talk about everything. You can just look on my playlist. You just look them up, and none of those are monetized videos. I purposely left them off so that they wouldn't get flagged by YouTube. I have one that compares me now to me natural. I just give direct photo comparisons of me when I was 45 to me now when I'm 50, and you can see the difference. This is the Max. Yeah. Oh man, somebody summoned him. Who rubbed the lamp? Yeah, so what happens, is like, people come in, they see me, they'll watch for a few minutes, they leave. They ask the questions, how much you bench, what drugs are you on, let me see your stomach, stupid shit like that. And then I do all that, and then they go to another video. And then a new batch of people come in, they ask the same question, and then I wound up answering the same fucking question 35 times, And then it's just like, is anyone interested in lifting? I'm 41 and still natty, lifelong training. So far, so good. Well, I made it to the age of 45, almost 46. So I still got you beat by a couple of years. So there's two groups. There's people that are ignorant and just want to be assholes. You're on trend or whatever. But then there's people that are genuinely interested, and I want them to have good information. So it is important to me because I do believe that PEDs are a good thing. They're not good, they're not bad. It's all about how you use them. What's your motivation? What are you trying to accomplish? What problems are you trying to overcome? Why are you taking them? What's your motivation? And there's There's like look at Peyton Manning for a good example. Broke his neck. Probably went on HGH, a couple other things, and was able to play another season in the NFL. Won the Super Bowl. Went out with his shield instead of on it. Are you going to tell me that that's a bad thing? There's a lot of injuries that can be healed with a couple cycles a year. Are you, like in my case, I'm trying to get specific records for my age and weight, and I'm willing to take some risks in order to do that. What are you doing today? Mostly talking, Jesse. I was doing rows and deadlift rows and back exercises. What time is it? 3:10. So this will be my last set of these. Gotta go, gotta go. Little gypsy girl. Oh shit. Can't do no pull-ups. That's embarrassing. I'm a pull-up machine normally. That's true failure right there. Your max squat, nice. What are you trying to hit today? West side barbell. Yeah, I would say right now I'm kind of farting around with stuff. Man, I wish I could be pounding that weight out. Hell yeah. Most stream viewers probably don't even lift. Thanks, Dodge. Dodge, is that... Are you natural? No. See, next batch. 225. Awesome. Fat D. Big Jack and strong. Fat D. I got my PR, deadlift PR, by letting the shit just flat on my ass on the climb. Dude, yesterday I was, no joke, not even joking with you, I was doing Zerchers. I went 315 out of the rack, and when I picked it up, I felt a little, I was like, uh-oh. You said it right. Hugh Jackman. I'm way bigger than Hugh Jackman. What's your age? 50. But Hugh Jackman's older than me, right? I think so. He's legitimately strong. These names. Yeah, the names are great. All right, how much time do I got? Let's see here. It is 3:14. gypsy get around. Superset. What's aluminum? You know, I always say when someone accuses me of fake weights, I always say my weights might be fake, but my records are real. I don't have to prove anything. I'm on record. You just go look me up. Best in the world. Oh, I did look me up this morning. I'm still ranked 2 in the world for 50 at the 220 weight class, and 1 in the United States. Oh, I could care less because all they got to do is look my records up. You know what I mean? Supersetting the shrug movement is a good combo. Yeah, it's fun too. That's like, more just like, I like to just experiment. I like move stuff around just to see what I can do with it. You know what I mean? Naro Taichi, Iran. What's up from Iran? Missed Gecko, drug confirmed. I'm telling on you, you're in the wrong thread, buddy, if you think anyone cares. He's on drugs. You're in the wrong neighborhood, bro. What's your height? 5'9", 3/4. I have 5'10" on my license, and then when I was at the doctor, they measured me, and I came in under. He's like, my wife is technically taller than me. I'm like, oh my god, I'm never gonna live this down. Oh, you guys didn't have to delete misled Gecko. As annoying as that person is, I'm not. That's fine. People are entitled to their discourse. She made a. Yeah, you can if you can reverse it, do it. But if not, don't worry about it. I mean, because they obviously are just being shitty, anyways. Opinions say no. Yeah, false information, copy strike. Yeah, no, I mean, like, dude, you saw earlier people go hard on me. They get groups of people that make fun of me, and like, and I understand, like, to a lot of people what I'm doing is ridiculous, and to a lot of people they like it, and everybody's got their opinions, and some people think that what they like should be the opinions of everyone else, and that's where I have a problem. Like, you know, you don't get to tell me what I like and what don't like. But all opinions are welcome. Definitely want them all. Conquer Blackguard, you're buff either way. Thank you, appreciate that. Same as me, but I'm full of fat. But I would build a body at least one time in this lifetime. So when I first started training, let's see, when did I start training? When I got out of the military, I got hooked on drugs, and I got, for a few years there, I blew up to 250, 260 pounds. My wife left me. Would play the violin. She took my dog. And I lost weight, and all natural. It took me, you know, a good year or two of training, and then I worked my way down to I think I got down to like 185. I got really skinny. And then from there, I started weight training, and I worked my way back up to 198, where I stayed for between 198 and 220 for a good 10 years as a natural. Not one drug, nothing. And then when I got to the age of 46, I started getting like things like depression. I was an interest in my wife sexually. I didn't want to, like, I wasn't motivated to train. It was, you know, just, it sucked. I was still working out, but it was real half-assed, you know, just forcing myself. I hated my job. I hated everything. I hated my life. My buddy goes, "Why don't you get your tests, you know, looked at? You're that age." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Well, I went to the doctor, and I had low T. So I went on testosterone replacement therapy. And I'm telling you right now, within 2 weeks, I felt like a 20-year-old. I was excited about life again. I was training hard. I was all over my wife. She kept telling me, "Put that thing away." You know what I mean? Like I was a kid. But like all things, it kind of leveled out. I gained about 8 pounds of muscle just from testosterone replacement therapy and nothing else. 8 pounds of muscle, but then I hit a plateau, as you will, because your body gets used to whatever you're on. That's when I started dabbling with other stuff, and you know, I did like 3 cycles total. And in between those, I'm just on a minimal amount of stuff to cruise. Bro, like a zombie apocalypse survivor. Still plow 3.5 miles and lift. Hell yeah. Dude, you were like pure motivation. I appreciate that. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit the bag for a minute. Get a little bit of cardio in. And then I gotta get my ass going. I gotta get my kid. There's no reason we can't get a little cardio in though. If I can find my wraps. Thank you. No, you're not talking to me. That's just my name. Do you use creatine? Short answer, yes, but I'm not very disciplined. Like if you're gonna start taking creatine, you really need to have it daily. So what I'll do is I make my shake, and then like I'll forget to do it the next morning because I'm running late and I'm not consistent with it. But what creatine does is it directly affects your ATP system in the cells, which is how your cells produce energy. Thank you for your service. Thanks, Rich. The argument is if you eat a lot of red meat, you get more than enough creatine, but based on the studies I've read, you're still better to supplement it if you want to get the benefits from it. But then again, I'm just a retard in my garage. Meathead lift weights. Oh, that's a mailman. Somebody told me, like, if you have muscles, you can't box because they're like robots. They can't move. I'm like, but if you train to be flexible, you're gonna be flexible. If you train to be athletic, you're gonna be athletic. Gloves. All right, so what we're gonna do for cardio, and you can do this whether you know how to box or not. Anyone can throw a punch, right? We all agree on that. I know every time you put gloves on, everybody and their mother on YouTube turns into like UFC fight commentators. But for the purposes of cardio, all you need is a heavy bag, some gloves, and a timer. In this case, I set a timer for 60 seconds. Timer. Okay, maybe. Let's see here. Come on, you slow piece of shit. Turn off all notifications. How do I get rid of this? No, I want timer. Oh, here we go. 1 minute. 1 minute and 10 seconds so I can set up. So now what I'll do is I'll hit start on the timer and I'm going to do whatever exercise I'm going to do for that solid minute. And you tell me at the end of that if you don't feel like you burned 1,000,000 calories. Where's my beverage? Dismiss. Oh. So it's all about cardio. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Shoulders start burning. Like, oh, you're turning your wrist over perfect. You get standing a little bit. Fuck off. We're doing cardio. Keep punching. You get sluggish, start pushing the bag. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Jesse, I was thinking of doing a couple cycles now, but I don't want to. Hearing that. Hearing what? What's cycles? Like, what are we talking about? Like, a lot of people I know have used drugs when they were younger, and they were pretty much science experiments. They didn't use doctors. They didn't get blood work done. They had no idea what they were taking. Most of them took way too much. Didn't train properly. You can't take anecdotal advice from one person without knowing anything about their background. And on top of that, you want to contrast that. Whenever I'm doing research, if I want to do something, say I want to go on steroids. I want to learn as much as possible about it. You're going to go to the gym and you're going to talk to meatheads like me and you're going to get our opinions on it. But then I'm also going to dig into the research. I'm going to look online and I'm going to see what are the negatives, what are the downsides. And then I'm going to try to actually talk to medical professionals. It's like you want to do some research. You don't want to just take my word for it. And what works for me might not work for you. I was 46 years old when I went on, so chances are I had a lot more androgen receptors than somebody who'd been using gear their entire life, right? So I'm a hyper responder. A little bit goes a long way. Plus, you don't even know what compounds I'm taking. Everybody just thinks everybody takes trend, and that's like the worst. It's the worst and the best. It's like testing joint pain. Like, okay, well, I don't have that issue, so how come? Most people don't train like me. They don't do the flexibility training. They don't do the cardio. They don't do the fight training. They just lift heavy. If you look at 2 videos ago, I was out here doing the frickin' splits, and I was doing a bunch of physical therapy lifts. Most people don't take the time to do that stuff. Any tips with the Philly shell stance? I wish I was better at it. My coach is a Mexican, and I say that because he's a Mexican boxer, and they're a little more aggressive. But what's cool about the Philly, you essentially, when a guy hits you, you're rolling off of it. You hit me, and I'm rolling with it. But then you got real proficient at shooting that jab out. And then, of course, you're always loaded. Bam! You watch Mayweather, and he just spends all his time rolled up, going with the hits, and he'll fling that super, super fast jab out there and get you in the. Once he sees his opening, what does he do? Can you beat Jake Paul? I honestly think I would give him hell. Jake's not a good fighter. So if you notice what Jake does, where he gets all of his power, when he does his hooks, they're way out here. He's got his whole body behind that. But any good boxer is going to corner him and get under that. You ever notice he fights at a distance? Which is why it baffled me that Tyson didn't kill him. That's why I think the fight was rigged. Tyson's a master of that peekaboo system. And when he does those jump hooks, he was telegraphing them. Mike Tyson, I think all of us old guys are Mike Tyson, and all the young guys are Jake Paul. What's up with the front foot? What's the problem with the front foot? It's the issue with the front foot. Bag's working me. Oh, buddy, beatdown. What's up? Oh, this is, well, so the pivot of the front foot. So let's talk about that. So you can jab, right? And you're gonna get more power because you got moving your body with it. But then you can't step like that. So you gotta use your body this way. But if I'm standing there, of course I'm gonna turn my front foot. I mean, I'm transferring weight one foot to the other. Look at my shoulders. So imagine it's all depends what you're trying to do. Hog reveal. Yeah, Paul versus Tyson was a cash grab. Yeah, I did. You came in at the end, brother. I gotta go pick my little ones up from school. Quality problems. I'll do one. I'll do, anybody, throw a combo out. Something reasonable, not something retarded. Give me a combo. So check one out there. Anybody. I'm gonna go one more in the bag, and then I'm gonna be out of here. You know what? I'll just 6-piece. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I think what I'll do is I'll set a timer, and I'll do hooks for a minute, and then we'll call it a day. Last time I had a lot of fun. A bunch of my friends were in the stream, and they were giving me combos like, you know, jab, jab, slip, hook, whatever. And I was having a ton of fun with that. But they were all like reasonable combinations that anybody could do, you know, not like, you know, Walker. I want you to come in and do the Tyson, you know, shuffle and then hit them in the ribs and then spin around them and, you know, give me a 3-hit combo, you know, it's something reasonable that anyone can do. Marty, what's up? All right, here we go. 1 minute. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. tell me that's not as good as a treadmill. You tell me a treadmill's better than that. Oh, Ryan, how clever. You're in the wrong neighborhood, Ryan. No one here cares. You're the only one. All right, guys. I got to go get my kitties. And some people don't understand what cardio is. We're not working on boxing form. I'm not trying to do slips. I'm literally doing the same motion over and over again, trying to burn calories. I love you guys. I will see you in the battlefield. Thanks for all the help, by the way.